welcome back. In this video, we are going to see the bodhi run command and see how bodhi run helps us do a closed loop terminal based chat with our selected LLM model. We'll also see how bodhi run helps us download, configure and run our first model in a quick start mode using the pre-configured aliases that we saw in the last video with bodhi list -- remote. So right now what I have is I have my bodhi setup as a default mode. So let's do this. Let's actually have a clean slate. I can do it with I'll just create a new bodhi home and I'll create a new Hugging Face home. And what I'm going to do is I am going to give this as the new bodhi home and the new Hugging Face home. So what I see is TMP bodhi is empty and Hugging Face is also empty. Now let's do a bodhi list to see the list of pre-configured model aliases. And I see there is none. But now if I go to bodhi, I see the bodhi home is set up. So the first time you run, the application sets up the bodhi home. But if I see Hugging Face, just the hub file is created. So if I do bodhi list -- models, I see like there are no models that are downloaded. So there are no models downloaded, but what I have is I have these list of pre-configured model aliases, the popular models that are there. So if someone is a first time bodhi user, the quickest way for him to get started is using these pre-configured model aliases. Now using bodhi run, what I can do is let's first see the help, bodhi run -- help. So what it says is you provided the alias, model alias to run. But what it also does is if the alias is not present, but it is one of the pre-configured model aliases, it configures it for you in the first run. So what I'll do is I'll run Tiny Llama because it is the smallest model and will not take much time to basically get set up locally. So when I run it for the first time, my bodhi home, HF home is all cleaned up. I see that it is basically downloading the model. Thankfully the speed is good and it's not a very huge model. It's going to take about a minute. So I'll pause the video and wait for it to complete. So the file is almost downloaded, but this is the main model file. It is next going to download the tokenizer config.json. Cool. So tokenizer config.json is a very small file. So it hardly took any time to basically download it. And what I see is it's given me a chat interface where I can start chatting. Now Tiny Llama is a very small model. Getting productive output from it is a bit tricky, but I'll still try. I'll ask it very simple questions. Cool. So it is giving me some answer, but it is giving some sort of repeated answers. Cool. So the model is pretty fast, it's small and it's up and running. I can come out of here. I can see what all commands are supported and then come out of here. Now if I go and see my bodhi, this basically in the aliases folder, I have a new alias, Tiny Llama instruct. I can just cat it. I can see it has picked up all the configuration from the pre-configured models and have it for me to use. I can also see Hugging Face home. So it has downloaded these model files. The model file is downloaded here, and then the tokenizer config required to convert from the chat to the prompt is downloaded over here. Using these two files, I'm able to basically chat with my model using a terminal chat interface. So Now if I do bodhi list, I see one alias is configured for me, and if I do bodhi list minus models, I see this particular model is available in my HFOM and the size and everything around it. So this is the quickest way to get started with the Bodhi app. So you have Bodhi run and you provide an alias. Let's actually switch back. So because the environment variables are set in this particular session in the terminal, if I open up a new window and I do Bodhi list, I see my old session here. So if you have created your own custom alias like I have created over here, I have created my own custom alias over here. So what I can do is I can provide this alias instead, and what it is going to do is it's going to load the configuration from this particular alias, and it's going to give me a terminal based chat interface to converse with my model. Cool. So this is pretty much for Bodhi run. Bodhi run and a pre-configured model alias downloads and configures it for you. So that is the quickest way to start. Otherwise, if you want to basically just diagnose or chat with your model in a closed loop, then Bodhi run helps you there. Thank you, and see you in the next video about starting a OpenAI compatible API server using the Bodhi app.